Since Apple introduced the original Apple Watch back in 2015, every version of it has been a square. But will that ever change? First, we need to look at why Apple made the Apple Watch a rectangle design in the first place. Historically, 80% of wristwatches have been round, and while there are some watches that are square, people have preferred the circular design for a long time. Not only that, but circles are found all over timekeeping. The sundial, going back to ancient Egyptians, was round. The dial of an analog watch is round, and while the gears inside are round, even the coiled springs that store the energy in the watch are also round. But now that smartwatches are digital and no longer analog, times have changed. While other companies like Motorola and Google have built some really nice looking round smartwatches, there's good reason why Apple has kept the Apple Watch a rectangle. First and foremost, a rectangle screen has more surface area for the screen itself. Imagine trying to read a book that was round or watching a TV on a round screen. Well, actually, back in the 40s and 50s, they started making TVs that were round. But have you seen one of these more recently? Reason being is that you can fit a lot more on a rectangular screen. With a round display, you need to cut off a lot of the information around the sides. Here's how that would look on an Apple Watch, as explained in this video from Apple Explained. And if you look at Google's latest smartwatch, the Pixel Watch, you'll notice how big the bezel is around the display of the screen, and how they had to architect the entire Wear OS operating system just for round displays. Meanwhile, watchOS has been specifically built for rectangular displays. So even if Apple did make a round Apple Watch, it would need to make an entirely new operating system for it. Not only that, but a square design makes it a lot easier to fit and engineer the internal components of these tiny little computers on your wrist. So it begs the question, will Apple ever make a round watch? Well, we know for a fact that they have spent time working on this idea. In 2018, they were awarded patents showing they put engineering focus into designing a round smartwatch. But if Apple were to make a round Apple Watch, it would most certainly be in a category of its own, maybe like a fitness tracker. Back in 2015, a company called Pebble made a round smartwatch that was extremely thin and had a battery life of multiple days. It featured an e-paper display that used barely any power while making it easy to see in sunlight. So could Apple release a new type of smartwatch or fitness tracker for those people who don't want a big square screen on their wrist? Maybe a device that's more stylish, lightweight, and doesn't have a bright display buzzing with notifications all day long? There's already companies like Withings that are making these hybrid smartwatches that look like traditional watches while still having health sensors and smart tech inside of them. But these devices don't have the same integration that Apple offers between the iPhone and the Apple Watch. So what do you think? Do you think Apple will ever make a round Apple Watch? And would you prefer this over the rectangular design? Let us know in the comments below.